Kai, episode 4. Episode 4, The Underdogs. And it's your boy Icon with a Netflix television review for you, going over that Cobra Kai. And before we get started, hit the notification bell, like and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. So now let's get started with some Cobra Kai action. So in this particular episode, we are now trying to pick the top 6 to go to the Sekai Taikai. Because as we saw in the last episode, the powers that be, they said that everybody can't go. So they got to pick 6 people to lead the charge. So now we're doing the training, we're doing the montage, they're trying to figure out, we're doing a combine to try to figure out who the 6 people are. In order for LaRusso and Lawrence to not butt heads over who gets to go, they brought in Barnes from the old Karate Kid movie, the one that actually flipped Daniel on his ass in Miyagi-Do. So they bring him in because they said that they needed somebody to be impartial so he can choose 6 people without any influence. Because remember, LaRusso's kid, well, both of their all their kids are on the damn team. So just so they don't play favoritism, that was the best thing. Barnes comes in and he's in total asshole mode, and he's in drill sergeant mode, and he's just you got to be the best of the best of the best of the best. Well, that's the next episode. So then he brings him in, he puts him through the drills, he puts him through the stuff. Throughout the entire training process, Devin wasn't really feeling her confidence was shaken. She didn't think she was good enough, and she struggled with trying to get the attention of Barnes, and she thought that she wasn't good. She went and spoke to Lawrence about it, and she was just oh, Johnny, she's can you talk to him, whatever. Johnny tried to talk to him. The guy was being a dick. And then when they got deep into the fold of it, we ended up picking, they did this whole thing where it's oh, you got to capture the flag, you got to grab a chicken, you got to do this whole stuff. So in the end, the flag contest was everybody had a flag. Because the thing is, out of all the kids that were there, they had to narrow it down to the top 12. And then when we got the top 12, obviously the top 12 was full of everybody who has a contract to be a speaking actor. And so then from that 12, we had to narrow it down to the 6. So the game that they played was everybody had flags on them, and you had to fight your opponent, and you had to take a flag. Whoever has the most flags at the end of the competition would be the ones that go on to the Sekai Taikai. So 4 people grabbed a bunch of flags, and the rest of them tied. Surprise, surprise, the 4 people who grabbed the most flags was Miguel, Robbie, Tori, and Sam. Gee, what a shocker. So then Kenny ended up getting flags because he knocked out LaRusso's kid. And LaRusso's kid actually felt some kind of way about that. He was bleeding from the nose, and then he was just the beef between the two of them. It kind of it quailed a little bit, but it still kind of services from time to time. Kenny made it through, Devin made it through, Dimitri came through, and the Hawk came through. So the 4 of them, they were the final 4. Johnny went to go talk to Barnes to see if Devin made the cut, and then he was no. He said that the reason why she didn't make the cut because you teaching them this pussy Miyagi shit, and then that's when Johnny got mad. He was yo, don't diss the Miyagi, though. Then the 2 of them got into it. Johnny actually beat his ass, and then he kind of apologized because he's I'm sorry, man, I didn't know what got into me. He said that, getting back into the karate thing, it brought back old demons, plus I'm still mad that Terry Silver burned down my warehouse, but, he apologized, and then he said that, he kind of wasn't giving Devin a fair shot, so he decided with the final 4, being Devin, Kenny, Hawk, and Dimitri. He brought all of them to the forest because we always end up in the forest, and he sent them out there. He said, all you guys are going to go out there, and there's 2 flags. He said, you're going to go. He said, whichever 2 of you brings back the flags, you're going to be the final 2 in the tournament. But because of earlier when Kenny had punched LaRusso's kid in the face, he thought LaRusso's kid had a vendetta against him. One of the other kids, he was drinking laxative powder because he was having bowel problems. So before they started the race, Kenny was drinking water. So when the race goes off and they go to capture the flag, Kenny started getting, that sinking feeling deep down in his stomach, and he had to run back to the starting line because he ended up having to use the bathroom because somebody had put laxative in his water. And everybody was pointing to Russo. They were just yo, Russo's kid did it. He's a hater. He was mad and everything. So that's where, from an audience standpoint, that's where we thought this was going. So then Devin ended up taking the flag that was supposed to go to Kenny. Dimitri and Hawk, they went for a flag, and the 2 of them got into it because Hawk had told Dimitri that he wasn't going to go to MIT. The 2 of them got into an argument. They fought over it, and because they were beefing now because of the anger of the thing, Hawk actually won the fight. Like, he had the flag in his hand. And Dimitri basically like told him, oh, don't worry about it. He said, I apologize. You know, like, we're brothers. And he stuck out the hand of friendship. And then when he stuck out the hand of friendship, he suckered him in and he kicked Dimitri, and Dimitri fell over and he took the flag and he dipped. So I was just like, damn. Like, he got him. And there was nothing he could do about it because, you know, Dimitri knew like he fell for the okie doke. So like Devin came back. She had the flag. Dimitri's came back with the flag. Daniel wasn't happy because he said, listen, Kenny and Hawk were the two stronger fighters. They were the two people that we needed on the team. He was like, Devin and Dimitri aren't the strongest fighters. But Johnny was like, well, it was fair and square, so there's really nothing we could do about it. And then he was just like, I hope you know what you're doing. So then we come to find out, after Kenny came out of the porta potty, Devin went to check on him to see if he was okay. And then Kenny had said, he said LaRusso put laxative in my water because he's still mad about yesterday. And then she was like, well, are you going to tell the coaches? He was like, no, because that's like LaRusso's kid. He's not going to believe me. And then we saw Devin had the laxative powder in her bag. She was the one who put it in Kenny's water because earlier she was freaking out over whether or not she was going to make the cut. And then Johnny told her, he said, do whatever you have to do to get in. So she cheated to get herself into the Sekai Taikai. And I'm like, it's getting good. This is actually getting good because Kenny thinks like the Russo's kid did it. So now he's not in the tournament. You know, like everybody's upset. like there's beef to be had. And then Devin, like she's falling. I like Devin too, but you know, I wanted Kenny and Devin to get in. I didn't want her to take out Kenny, but like I said, it's going. Like, it's definitely going. Like, I appreciate where it's headed. I'm looking forward to seeing where the Sekai Taikai takes us. That's how the episode ended, and thank you for tuning in. So yeah, like let's see what happens. I got one more episode to review before we conclude part 1 of Cobra Kai. So share your questions, comments, and or concerns down below, and we will continue to talk about it. Check out my other reviews because I got Batman the Cape Crusader up on my channel. I got Suicide Squad Isekai. I got that K-Man. I also got my videos for New York Swim Week up on my channel. Thank you to everybody that watched. Subscribe to all my new subscribers because I got a lot. So I appreciate all of you. And we'll keep rolling on for some more of this good television programming and everything in between. So until next time, for the part 1 finale of Cobra Kai, take care, and we're out this.